Good morning, members. We'll go ahead and we're gonna go live too as well, so everyone can see you on TV. So start texting or messaging your friends and family to tune in, channel 23, and on YouTube. We're going live, so we'll go ahead and proceed. The floor is yours.
Day and Tiro. Good morning to you, honorable members of the legislature. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to come and meet with us as we deliver our second precision statement. With us today, we have our partners. We have the DD Council, CLI, NM and the NMC USIT. So again, thank you all. My name is Emmett Viteo, and I'm the Secretary for the Developmental Disability Council. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity. My name is Pam Sablan, Executive Director for the CNMI Council on Developmental Disabilities. And I'd like to recognize our Honorable Mayor of Rhoda. Honorable Mayor, thank you for joining us. So the Council on Developmental Disabilities is a federally funded, self-governing organization charged with identifying the most pressing needs of individuals with developmental disabilities in our territory. Councils are committed to advancing public policy and system change initiatives to help these individuals gain more control over their lives. So this is an example of what the council does, is to build capacity and provide skill sets, trainings, leadership training, self-advocacy training for individuals with DD. So we have the voices of the CNMI, the council's initiative. We created this organization, and they're here today to present their position statement. I'd like to introduce my colleague, Ms. Aline Babalta, the program manager for USED, CNMI USED. She's going to talk a little bit about what USED is about. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Sablan. Good morning, and thank you for having us today. Maybe I should take off this mask. So I'm Eileen Babautz, and I'm the program manager for the University Centers in Excellence for Developmental Disabilities, USED. We are housed at the Northern Marianas College. Our mission as a USED is to promote, support, and enhance the independence, productivity, integration, and inclusion of individuals with disabilities and their families in the community. Guided by these values, the CNMI USED services the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and its region. 4 of our core functions at USED is to provide necessary technical assistance in education, research, community service, and dissemination. So in part, our partnership with our DD network, our tri-agency, and NMPOSI, and the council, we focus on being able to create movements like this, being able to have our advocates deliver their position statements to provide more accessibility and inclusion in the community. Thank you. I call now NMPOSI, Mr. Greg Borja.
Hafa good morning. I'm Greg Borja from the Northern Marianas Protection Advocacy Systems Incorporated. We are a private nonprofit organization that is designated as the CNMI's organization to protect the rights of people with disabilities here in the CNMI and to provide education and outreach to our community about issues surrounding people with disabilities. Our program, we administer 8 federally funded programs. One of them is the Protection Advocacy for Developmental Disabilities, where we basically provide direct representation of individuals who have had their rights violated, their civil, legal, or human rights violated, and try to make increase access in our community. We are a partner with the DD Council and the USED under the DD Tri-Agency, again, to try to provide self-advocacy training for the folks that we represent in the community. And thank you again for having us here.
I call upon Felipe Aquino Jr.
Position position statement on a call for equal access and to improve opportunities. Oh, my name is Felipe Aquino Jr. I am from the island of Tinian from Voices. Position statement on a call for equal access and to improve opportunities to get quality services and support and action by all policymakers on behalf of individuals with intellectual and or developmental disabilities. Since its founding in 2013, the Voices of the CNMI, Saipan, Tinian, and Rota chapters oh, sorry, has advocated for more options for people with disabilities to access quality services and support, to reach economic self-sufficiency and experience fairness and inclusion in all areas of community life. When policies are passed that do not benefit individuals with disabilities and those in our community who are most vulnerable, we have a shared responsibility to work to change those policies. The Voices of the CNMI advocates for all policymakers at every level to review legislation, enacted laws, regulations, and guidance that will be carried out to make sure that they do not purposely or by mistake hampers the individual with disabilities ability to reach their full potential, nor negatively impact or sanction harm, physical or emotional, the individual or their families. The Voices of the CNMI believe that all people deserve opportunities and equal access to inclusive programs and services.
I call upon Monica Diaz, President of the Voices of the CNMI Tinian chapter. She'll be providing her statement via Zoom.
Therefore, the Voices of the CNMI Tinian chapter have outlined our goals for Tinian, which are the following: Center for Living Independently, to continue to advocate to CNMI policymakers to support and fund the CLI's expansion, to branch out to Tinian to allow individuals with disabilities to have access to the center. A replica of what is being done on Saipan will follow on Tinian, to advocate for local funding to hire staff and for operations for CLI Tinian. Create a partnership with Tinian Mayor's Office to utilize the accessible vehicle to allow individuals to come to the center, and also to start planning to turn in a grant proposal for this building. Disability One-Stop Center have a space at the Center for Living Independently to make it accessible for individuals with disabilities and their family members to get resources, trainings, and help expedite any urgent documents needed. Connect and build relations with the following offices to serve these individuals: the Governor's Office, Mayor's Office, Social Security, Medicaid, Food Stamp, Child Care, NMC, OVR, DD Council, NMPOSI, and THC. And also education and transition. The Voices of the CNMI Tinian chapter has provided input to the DD Council regarding working with the Tinian Municipal Scholarship Program to include the policy financial aid for part-time students. Advocate for the funding for the Northern Marianas College and the Northern Marianas Trade Institute to build capacity to train the local workforce. And lastly, all individuals with developmental disabilities must receive appropriate public and post-secondary transition that is fair and challenging with these individualized supports and services, high quality instruction and access to the general core curriculum in appropriate and inclusive setting.
I call upon Cherry May, who is a self-advocate and member of the DD Council from representing Tinian.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Cherry May Penaranda, representing Tinian Chapter Voices of CNMI. I am from Tinian and I am 19 years old and my birthday is September 20, 2002. Accessibility. Work closely with DPW, Finance and Commerce to ensure all businesses, public areas are fully accessible or have a sign for accommodations if needed. Update all ADA parking signs to replace the word handicapped with accessible parking. Create a guideline for a rating for accessibility. For example, use something similar to the health inspection rating. Continue to educate policymakers regarding accessibility or access at beach or such recreational sites. Send letters to follow up. Number 1, post-secondary transition. A. Work closely with OBR. WIA. Number 2, transportation. And number 3, housing. And yeah.
I call upon Miracle Hokuk.
Hi, my name is Miracle Hokuk. I represent the Rhoda chapter voices. Therefore, the voices of the CNMI Rhoda chapter have outlined our goals for Rhoda, which are the following. Work with public and private entities to ensure the public right-of-way, government programs, and private businesses are accessible to the community. Educate public and private entities on the use of person's first language. Advocate that the public transportation system on Rhoda receives annual financial assistance from the CNMI legislature in order to effectively operate the transit system.
I call upon Rosalyn Paul.
And we need to have
Hi, my name is Rosalyn Paul, representing CNMI Rhode Island. The focus of CNMI. The Center for Living Independent to continue to advocate for the advancement of a social conditions of the Center for Living Independent for Rhode. Advocates for local funding to hire staff and for opportunity for CLI Rhoda. Accessible and affordable public transportation for Tinians to continue to dedicate to local funding to support and serviceable for affordable public transportation for Rhoda.
I call upon the SIPEN chapter members.
Hello, my name is Frederic John B. Sacramento, and I'm representing Saipan. The voices of the CNMI. Saipan chapter have outlined our goal for Saipan, which are the following: Commonwealth Respite Service Program, to advocate for sustaining local funding to the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, Commonwealth Respite Service Program, so they are able to build capacity for respite service CNMI-wide. In addition, training for respite service providers and volunteers, connecting family caregivers with respite resources among agencies within the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs and community partners, leveraging for respite service within agencies of the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, providing family caregivers the opportunity to take a break from their caregiving responsibilities. Furthermore, research has shown that the provision of respite service will reduce the risk of abuse and neglect of individuals with the developmental disabilities and those individuals who are medically fragile or with chronic health issues.
I am Valeranda Babata. I represent the island of Saipan, Center for Living Independently, to continue to advocate for local funding to build the capacity of the COI on Saipan and to establish satellite locations in Tinian and Rhoda, to advocate for local funding to support the operation of the COI program as well as the planned expansion at Governmental Building 1365. Local funding is needed for COI to hire more staff, pay for quota transportation, costs for the consumers, pay for utilities and communication, to purchase equipment and furniture for new expansion at Government Building number 1365, and pay for basic operation for the program. For the CNMI, to advocate for an accessible CNMI, thus to make sure government agencies, programs, and private businesses are accessible to all people with different abilities. To offer tax credits for businesses who hire qualified individuals with disabilities. This will expand more job opportunities for individuals with disabilities.
We, the voices of the CNMI, also advocate for the following:
There will be no discrimination on the basis of race, religion, gender, national origin, language, accent, sexual orientation, or disability.
all program respect and support people with developmental disability, cultural traditions, including supporting the righteousness of individuals' home, language, and
All people with developmental disabilities have the important right to be safe and secure with their families in their homes, their community, and the setting or the environment of their choice.
law and order can and must exist with respect for diversity and inclusion. The public policy we created and the practices we use can have lifelong effect for people with developmental disabilities, their families, and society. These values must be at the front of consideration of any public policy from its development to its implementation. Thank you.
Thank you, members, honorable members, for allowing the voices of the CNMI, Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda chapters to read their second position statement. They've updated it to include respite, the respite program, as well as education, transition, and employment. So this is just the beginning. It's allowing them the opportunity to expose them to the legislative process, and we look to work with you in the future. We have self advocate leaders who have read that would like to experience and learn more about what committees you sit on, and also to meet their representatives and senators at their precinct level. So this allows them that opportunity, and we're looking forward to working closely with you all. And their end goal is to provide input on laws that actually will impact their lives, improve their quality of lives living here in the CNMI. So thank you again. And we would like to have an opportunity for our self-advocates to take a picture with their representatives so they can keep that as a memento of this occasion, and also visit your office so they know where your offices are. Thank you. Okay, I would like to have our policymakers, if they have any input or solutions, suggestions, they could provide them to our Voices members today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sablan, and thank you, advocates, for sharing your position statements and goals, for our information. I know you'll be doing a tour a little later, but since we have the members here, I'll go ahead and start with the members of the House to introduce themselves and the committees they chair or the committees they're a member of and the precinct that they represent. Members of the House will start first. Senate President, is that fine? Okay, thank you. So I'll go ahead and start with myself. Representative Edmund S. Villagomez. I am the Speaker of the House, and all of us represent the CNMI as a whole, but on the precinct level, I am from Precinct 3. And then we'll go ahead further.
Thank you, Speaker, and welcome to everybody that is in the legislature today. We're so happy to have you. My name is Layla Staffler. I represent Precinct 5. I am a chairwoman for the Education Committee. I am a vice chair in the Health and Welfare Committee. And I am a member of a few other committees. And I'm also a chairwoman for the Zoning Committee, which is the first time they've had a zoning committee for the Saipan delegation. And so we are very happy to have you, and I look forward to seeing you in the hallways and in our offices. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to your house. It's so warming to see you all here this morning. A lot of you are very familiar to me and your programs as well. I'm so happy to have each and every one of you come up and make your statement and tell us your vision. My name is Senator Edith De Leon Guerrero. I represent the island of Saipan. I am a member in the Senate committee under PUTC, HEW, and REDP. I also chair the SNIO JGO committee. I'm also a member of the SNIO HW committee. I hope to hear more about the other state program partners. Somebody mentioned about the WIA program. I'm so happy to hear that. I know that there's a lot of programs for you, for the disability population, so that employment, subsidies and things like that can be worked out with the program. I welcome you and so happy to see you. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ralph Yuma. I'm a representative out of Precinct 3. I do share a lot of membership in the committees here in the House, and also the floor leader of the House. So I'm like our colleague Senator Edie. We would like to hear the programs and the partnerships you have with businesses out there, and I'd like to hear more from it. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Donald Maloney. I represent the Precinct 7, which is the island of Rota, and I chair the House Committee on Ways and Means, as well as vice chair the PUTC. And I am also a co-chair for the Rota delegation. And so, thank you for your presentation this morning. I do know that there was 10 million set aside for nonprofit organizations, and I hope that's something that the organizations have looked into and gather more information. But if you need any more information that I can assist you with, I'd be more than happy to help. Once again, welcome, and I will invite you all to stop by our offices and we'll talk more. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to the House. My name is Tina Sablan. I represent Precinct 2 and I chair the Health and Welfare Committee. I'm also a member of other committees, including Chairman Donald Maloney's Ways and Means Committee. And as Chairman Manglonia mentioned, there is funding for nonprofits. And I'd like to add to that that there is also funding at the local delegation levels. I did hear quite a few requests from our Voices members from Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda, and advocating for local funding is also a possibility. I know that for the SNILD, we have appropriated funds for CLI before, and I know a lot of my colleagues here are very supportive, myself included. So thank you. I look forward to meeting with all of you and chatting with you more about your goals and plans. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to your house. My name is Danita Kaipat Yangtumai. I represent Precinct 3. I'm a chair for the Commerce and Tourism. So I heard that young lady talk about checking out the businesses and make sure that it accommodates the voices, the people's voices. And I also I'm a vice chair for Lands and Natural Resources, and chair for SNILD Education. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the legislatures. I've heard your outcry in the past legislature, and I continue to hear the same advocate, and hoping that our good colleague and chairman for Ways and Means appropriate funding for you guys, because he's got the chairmanship to do that. My name is Joseph Lee Ponguerrero. I represent the largest precinct, which is Precinct 1. I am the chairman for SNIO delegation under Natural Resources, and I will continue to advocate and hoping that we give more funding to your needs of every respective senatorial district. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to your house. My name is Angel Demapan, and I represent the precinct larger than Congressman Lipan. I represent precinct 1A, B, and C. I'm currently the minority leader of the House, and I'm a member of the House Committee on Natural Resources. And in the Saipan and Northern Islands delegation, I chair the Committee on Commerce and Tourism. I've had the opportunity to work with the DD Council in my previous term. One of the major appropriations we did was respite care appropriation and some CLI funding at that time. So I look forward to engaging further with all of you, the stakeholders, and working with my colleagues here in the House to see how we can better help your services and programs advance in the CNMI. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to you all. My name is Joel Castro Camacho. I represent Precinct 4, which is also inclusive of the Northern Islands. I am a member of the House Committee on PUTC, Public Utilities, Transportation and Communications. I'm also the chair for the SNIL Committee on Roads and Transportation, and also a member of Chairwoman Leila Staffler's Committee on Zoning. I look forward to working with each and every one of you, and good luck. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Patrick Hofschneider Klaus. I'm a representative from the island of Tinian, which is the Precinct 3. Precinct 6, I'm sorry. Angel just get me off guard right there when you said A, B, and C. Um, I am the vice chair of the Cannabis and Commerce and Tourism, member of the POTC committee, member of the Gaming Committee, Ways and Means, Natural Resources, and vice chairman of the Tinian delegation. Thank you all, and I'm very proud to hear all your voices. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Vanessa Blondell. I'm a member of the Senate representing Saipan and the Northern Islands. I currently serve as the floor leader of the Senate. I also do chair the Saipan and Northern Island Legislative Delegation, and I do also chair the Senate side on Public Utilities, Transportation, and Communication, as well as vice chair the Judicial and Government Operations in the Senate side. Thank you for your statements, and please know that we all join you in advocating the needs to promote and support individuals with disabilities. And in addition to that, to also support the programs that you work with and that serve the individuals with disabilities. So we'd like to welcome you, and we did hear your statements. We will look into the current laws and see where we can make amendments and changes and improvements to better serve the movement that you are all in. So we welcome you again to the legislature, and thank you for being here. Good morning.
Buenos dias, Hofschneider and Tiro. Jude Talon Hofschneider, member of the Senate. And I'm sorry, from Tinian, and currently the presiding officer, the president of the Senate. We're happy to visit with you guys, and we appreciate the collaborative efforts of the certain organizations that have a unified objective, and being able to work together. Something that some institutions need to probably learn from, is not working in silos, but working in together. I wanted to commend everybody that have taken their time to share some of their objectives, and we are here to evaluate and also dialogue with your organizations to see how to best assist one another. I do know, and I know that you guys know, that there is a multiple source of funds that have been infused in the CNMI at least for the next 2 to 3 years. So it's just a matter of us working together and prioritizing the needs of individual organizations. So I'm going to keep repeating myself. I couldn't overemphasize the importance of how you guys are working collaboratively in different sectors, and Embassy, CLI, Voices, and even the departments and the advocates. I want to thank you on behalf of the members of the Senate. Moving ahead, just in addition to what we heard this morning, and some also be appearing before in the Zoom. Just the other day, the collectively, the Tinian leadership, the mayor, the Tinian delegation, and the Tinian Municipal Council, we met on Tinian, and then the delegation allocates about $40,000 to the Tinian Municipal Council to be able to kickstart the public transportation and they're going to start with about over 25 constituents of folks that one way or another in need of assistance to get around our nice little town on Tinian. And it wouldn't have been possible, would have been without the collaboration and the cooperation from Governor Torres and Lieutenant Governor Palacios' administration, Director Alfreda Camacho and CODA, for making the transportation, the van possible for Tinian. So we're very excited. The chairman of the municipal council, Joseph Santos, and the members and his staff are ready to kickstart it, but they're trying to find what the name is because they told they cannot use Colorado. I don't know. That's true. I stand corrected. Low to add on to the advocacy and the constant meetings and the previous meetings over the years is that although things may not turn around overnight, but we're hearing you, we're listening, and we're moving ahead with those requests. And we look forward to having more dialogue in this platform, not just the visit, but if you guys can make some time, do contact us in our respective offices to allow for more FaceTime. And I want to thank Ms. Pam, Sablan, and if I miss you, please forgive me because I'm bad on names, but I'm good on faces. But and all your groups for really coming, making the time to come up and working collaboratively to make things happen for the community. And before I yield back to the speaker, I want to recognize the Honorable Mayor from the beautiful island of Luta, Mayor Efraim Atali. Thank you for joining us this morning. Talumbay, half a day is until I yield back.
Thank you, Senate President. Thank you, senators and members of the House. Mr. Sablan will go ahead and proceed with the group photo.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. We'll assemble out by the sign in the front.
We also provided box lunches for the members as well.
Okay.
That will be available outside once we're done touring.
Okay.
So members, please help yourselves outside. There'll be a lunch.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
No, you didn't screw up in opening. You did okay. It's okay. You didn't screw up anything. You did